Ticket number 16557. Calculate availability fields on functions. So we're adding some new custom fields: the time installed, time in bypass, time in service, and availability. This will be added to the availability bad actors table. So if we come to the system module firstly, come to global configurations and calculations, there's two new calculations in here: update functions availability period in days and the number of functions to update availability. So a function's availability calculation update can be triggered when a bypass activation date is updated. Likewise, updating the bypass authorization date, commission date, and decommission date using a service status change event. So if we come to the operate and maintain module, come to a unit and the bad actors tab. If we scroll down to the availability bad actors, and we use this CIF 01 CIF LAH 107, we can see that the last updated date was the 29th of July 2024 at 7:20 AM. If we then come to one of the bypasses within that CIF and we change the bypass activation date, let's go with August the 1st, save changes, we can see that it's created an overnight task here. Let's run that task now. If we then go to the background task manager, wait for these two pending tasks to be completed. If we now come back and refresh the bad actors tab, we then scroll down to the availability bad actors and filter on our CIF. We can see that the last updated date for these availability fields is now showing as July the 29th at 7:27. Similarly, we could just use the update functions availability button located here. Ticket number 16455. Special characters in naming of generic model. If we take a look at the image attached to this ticket, if we take a look on the right hand side at this generic model number, you can see it's got double quotations in the naming there. And on the left hand side here, for one of the outputs, the prior use certificate name, rather than the double quotes, it's coming up as random characters. So if we come to operate and maintain, and we look at this generic model ID, GM0009, we can see the generic model number is ball assembly and then double quotes at the end. If we come across to instrumented systems, select a CIF, and we come down to an output, and we change the prior use certificate to ball assembly, we can see that the prior use certificate is displaying as it should be, with the double quotes rather than random characters. Ticket number 16427. Checklist configuration, custom field creation error. So when attempting to create new custom fields in a checklist, it's only allowing for the saving of definition fields. If you create a custom field where the definition value is set to unchecked, then you'll get a communication error saying that the field has not been saved. So if we come to the system module, we come down to verification checklists. If we filter for barrier controls, let's click on control systems. If we come to manage custom fields, add a custom field, let's add a field ID and a field label. We'll set this as not a definition. So the kind can be Boolean checklist, list order of 5, save changes. We can see that's been created. Let's add another custom field, field ID of test definition for the label. Now let's leave this field checked for definition. Let's give it a list order of 6, save changes. We come back to manage checklist items. We edit this top row. Let's add a definition here. 001 definition, save changes. If we then come to the Loper module, come to this top barrier, come to the control checklist. Here we can see our 2 columns that we've created and everything's displaying and saving correctly.